Before I begin the review, sad news to report in the wrestling and entertainment world. First, exotic Adrian Street passed away at the age of 82. You want to talk about somebody super influential in the UK and in Memphis? I mean, in the US, seeing a man who was legit tough and absolute badass, could stretch anybody. He knew how to take you down, stretch you, and move you around and put you where you didn't want to go, but he was going to make you go. But he did that with the gimmick of a gay man. But oh my God, he's a gay man. How could he do this? How could he do that to Terry Taylor? Look at what he did to Terry Taylor and the shocked expressions on the various fans in, the Memphis crowds. I mean, really, like, just all the crazy stuff that they saw. And Adrian Street, oh my God, but no, he was so good. I'm glad that WWE did a little piece on him where he got to tell some of his life. And him and Miss Linda, a dynamite duo. His wife, obviously. Rest in peace, Adrian Street. You will never be forgotten. A true pioneer, so influential, so gifted, and such a legit badass. And also, more sad news report. Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee's Playhouse, he passed away at the age of 70. Fuck cancer. Fuck it. Apparently he was going through a private battle with cancer. That just absolutely terrible. But Pee Wee's Playhouse, the adult theater fiasco that really shouldn't have been a fiasco. I mean, what do you think happens in adult theaters? Not what's the secret word, what's the secrete word? Yeah, that's about as fucked up as his humor. I mean, if you think about it, looking back on Pee Wee's Playhouse, that man was able to put in so much of his own humor and so much weirdness on that show. Fly the Navigator, that's a role that will define him as well. See you later, Navigator. Ha-ha! And also Blow. He was in Blow. That's a movie that I actually probably should go back and revisit at some point. But Paul was very gifted. Really good comedic timing. And yeah, look at his crack PSA on YouTube. I mean, I can't do it justice. Like, check it out. Just Paul Rubens and Adrian Street. Two very, pioneering entertainers. May they both rest in peace. May they both truly rest in peace. Fuck cancer and all that. So, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from Houston, Texas. And Paul Bosch's ghost is raging. Had to have been raging because he didn't have a lot of nice things to say about Vince McMahon. And you know why. Because Vince basically destroyed the territories. And seriously, look up some Paul Bosch quotes about Vince McMahon. So yeah, they were in Houston. This is the go-home Raw for SummerSlam. Also, one quick note. I will not be reviewing SmackDown more than likely because I close on Friday and open on Saturday. Such a quick turnaround. And in fact, I really don't think they're going to have much of anything of note worth reviewing on SmackDown. If I do decide to review it, it's going to be a very short review. So, they run down the card. And SummerSlam in Ford Field. Gonna be packed. Here's a noted piece of shit pig abandoner and NFT schlupper, I guess is what you could say, Logan Paul. He played into the what chance? He hyped up the fact that, him and Ricochet are gonna go at it. Here's Ricochet, he needs to say something. Hey, they recapped the really stupid collision spot at the Royal Rumble. Remember that? Remember when they did that? And it was monumentally stupid, and, the crowd popped. What was the best case scenario? That they don't end up severely injured. Trying to recreate what Doug Ray Scott and Tom Cruise did at Mission Impossible 2. That came out years and years and years and years and years ago. So, anyway, Ricochet cuts halfway, okay promo. This match is going to be a spectacle, I'll say that much. A lot of talking on this show. Logan then says, well, once I beat you, that's your fiance over there. She's going to have to say my name. I'm like, never mind. Happy for Samantha, and Ricochet better not fumble that. They get a brawl, and then Ricochet goes for something, but he gets fisted right in front of his girlfriend and a bunch of people in Houston. So anyway, then Jackie was backstage with Imperium, and they did 20 takes, and this was the best they could do. Gunther wants to eradicate Drew on Saturday. And then Riddle took on Kaiser. And basically this is because Kaiser needs to prove himself, and he must must impress the ring general. Okay, the crowd loved Riddle. Gunter kept yelling at Kaiser. There was a Kaiser roll. Oh no, I burnt my Kaiser roll. It was in the oven too long. Riddle can work. They must be jobbing him out in either hopes that he quits or that he messes up again and they can fire him. But yeah, DDT, 1, 2, 3. So Kaiser got a clean win. I'm not complaining because anytime Riddle loses, it's a halfway decent episode of Raw. And this match ended 32 minutes into the show. Logan Paul then is backstage, has a Prime Energy drink. I have tried 3 flavors of Prime Energy drink, and each one has subsequently made me gag. I see he's put as much effort into that as he's put into anything else that he's done as far as an advertising venture. Package on Bork and Cody. A lot of packages on this show. And then Valhalla, along with the Raiders, took on Maxine with Alpha Academy in the corner. Who asked for this? Who booked this? I want them fired. I want everybody fired to put this together. I had to decide whether I should, pay attention to this or when I heard the producer yelling, "Oh no, he needs food," so I went and got him food. And I did note, by the way, 19 minutes since the last match ended. And Maxine won with Manami Toyota's finisher. Manami Toyota could be long gone, and hate to say it, she would be able to do better. Look, I'm sure Maxine is training, and I'm sure she's putting in the work, and this might be good for people. It wasn't good for me, because this reminded me a lot of the Divas matches, where they barely gave this any goddamn time. I didn't care. I didn't care. There were people that liked it, crowd liked it, that's fine. I hope the Texans and the Rockets don't win another goddamn championship, but wait, the Texans wouldn't anyway. So, if I just had a bad thought, considering they're cross-pollinating NXT and the main roster more. If they combine Alpha Academy and Chase U, then I will take that as an act of war, and I will act accordingly. Probably by not watching Raw anymore. Ciampa then wants to fix his problem with Nakamura. So he's going to do that in a match. Here's Judgment Day. I'm going to say right now that while I understand that Judgment Day gets ratings and while their merch sells and all that and people react, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. They've made it to where I don't even want to see Rhea. And I love Rhea. And I just wish they'd do better by her title reign. And then Raquel showed up. And then I realized they really have not done well by Rhea's title reign. Rhea isn't even going to defend her title on this pay-per-view. And more on that here in a bit as far as stuff they're not going to have on the pay-per-view. I will be having my SummerSlam predictions sometime after this review because, honest to God, 8 matches as of this recording. I do not anticipate they're going to add anything else. They add anything on the kickoff, who cares? So Raquel attacks. And then Raquel just, gets laid out again. All while Judgment Day is just watching like, oh, man, Rhea's getting her ass kicked. Should we do anything? Nah, let's just watch this. And up, she got the advantage. Oh, God, they're battling each other. And yep, I guess men will just stay out of women's business, as that clip from TMZ shows. All right, package on Shayna and Ronda. I will say this. This is the most serious thing they've done with Shayna in a while, and one of the most serious things they've done with Ronda in a while. Ronda at times sounded lucid and other times sounded drunk. Shayna was really, really determined here. I'm all for this Shayna. I wasn't for her having the NXT Women's Championship for about 5 million years, but I'm all for her being presented well here. Better than that stupid shit she did with Lily during the pandemic, which was rotten. Absolutely goddamn rotten, and WWE should be ashamed of that. This is good. I like this. This was well done. Seek this stuff out. If it's on YouTube. Nakamura makes his entrance. Alpha Academy and Imperium are talking about the Battle Royal, and then Gunther says Chad wouldn't last 5 minutes with him. Or maybe Kaiser said it. I tend to tune out anything Alpha Academy does, even though Gable is really talented and the others are also there. So then Nakamura took on Ciampa. The crowd didn't care, and 26 minutes had passed since the previous match, and Nakamura won with a roll-up holding the tights. That's what we're doing here, folks. Pierce tells Raquel, you have my word, you have my word, you have my word about 8,000 times. And when she's cleared, you have my word. You will get a rematch. Or you get a match with Rhea. And then Bork shows up. And he plays into the what chance and just is stilted but funny because Bork's just like staring ahead and just jokingly doing this. Calls out Cody and says, shake my hand. Or if you don't shake my hand, I'll see you Saturday. You have a few seconds. Here's Cody. Whoa. People like him? That's great. See right through him like rice paper. Like rice paper wetted down. Or cellophane wetted down. Whatever. The whole point is Cody, shakes his hand and Bork shoves him and then Cody dives on him. And then Cody dies because Bork decides to step it up by hitting him repeatedly with the steps. This is not how you would swing the steps, but I'm not nearly strong enough to even fathom being able to lift those steps. He slams him into Cody a lot, keeps coming back, slams him again, and F5s him. I will never get tired of seeing this insincere jackass beaten down. I will be reviewing the Cody biography documentary thing on Peacock at some point. So, I don't know, tomorrow, maybe. I'm tired. So, then we get recaps of this beatdown. Then we get Gunter versus Gable in a 5-minute challenge. Now, 22 minutes have passed since the last match had ended. Okay, they shortened it. Let me just say, Gable can work if they presented Gable seriously without being a fucking idiot. With, being with Otis acting like a fool and Maxine doing whatever the hell it is Maxine does, i.e. not much. Then I might care about Gable, but I don't think they're going to push Gable. And here's why I say that. Yes, he lasted the 5 minutes. He did some cool stuff. Gunter demanded more time and faced him, and they had a decent second half to this match. And that's great. Here's the problem. Gable is 37 years old. I'm not being ageist. Gable is 37. He ain't going to be pushed, folks. He can do some good shit. He can wow people, and then he gets beaten. Or he gets a win in a feud nobody cares about. Because the Alpha Academy stuff is shit. To me. Other people like it. That's fine. Gunter just beats the shit out of him. Gable got flurries. Did his nice deadlift. He did some good stuff because Gable can work. He's swimming upstream like a goddamn salmon. It's about to get eaten by a grizzly bear. And Gunter won. And then Roman will be on First Take. You can ask Stephen A. Smith about his goddamn hairline. Anyway, so also before that, Gunter said that he will eradicate everybody. Gunter must break the record. At this goddamn point, Drew's filming a movie. He'll be back for SummerSlam. I'm just going to say, don't have Drew win. Have Gunter hold it through Payback because it turns out Payback is not going to be quite the tiebreaker like I thought it would be. Have Gunter hold it. I would say have him hold it till Mania. Just have him absolutely smash that record. Because he'd be at about 600 days by that point. We're close to it. So, nevertheless, more Cody and Bork recaps. And Cody will shatter Brock as much as he shattered my interest in watching anything he does. Becky has been in the ring, by the way, for about the last 10 minutes. Because Becky made her entrance while this happened. We're getting Trish versus Becky now? And then all of a sudden, they get the match, and then Zoe instantly jumps in and causes a DQ. Trish gave her a rematch, so that's it, and then Pierce is all pissed. And the thing is Zoe had to have been thrilled being back in Houston. She was there for Paul Bosch's first show that he promoted under the Houston Wrestling banner. My God, he was surprised to see her there when she was able to witness Stu being introduced to Helen Hart. I mean, she was there for Stu Hart's first match anyway. And she has not been the same, by the way, since I don't know, the Houston Rockets weren't able to win a championship. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Pierce basically says, okay, in 2 weeks' time in Canada, Winnipeg, I think. They're in Winnipeg, you idiots. Zoe's barred from ringside. And it's Trish versus Becky. So they can't have that match on the main show. They could have a battle royal. It's pointless. They could have done Trish versus Becky. Oh, wait, they couldn't, because a couple of those matches are going to have to go 50 goddamn minutes with entrances because we have to do the dramatic reading. Becky versus Trish was like one of the few things they fucking built. I understand needing to do stuff to properly build TV, but really? Here's an idea. Trish versus Becky, 10 to 12 minute knockdown drag out fight. Becky wins. Trish and Zoe attack her. You get somebody else to come out. You get Becky and somebody, hopefully not Lita, because Lita basically looked like she was about to keel over the last time she was in the ring. Becky and somebody against Trish and Zoe. Tag match, Winnipeg. You get your moment with Becky and Trish capping things off. But no, we can't have that happen. I don't want these pay-per-views to go on forever, but you could cut out the recaps and you could just have it be straight matches and just do stuff. But no, why have Becky and Trish there? Have a goddamn battle royal. Hey, at least Dominic's not wrestling on the show. Watch him win the battle royal for no reason. I don't even know if he's part of it. Yeah, that was some fresh bullshit, I'll just say. And then more Shayna and Rousey. Shayna, talking about besides Ronda's husband and, somebody close to Ronda, I think her mother. I think it was her mother. Shayna said she was somebody, one of the first people to hold Ronda's child, and that she's like a godmother to that kid. And that kid's gonna hate her because of what she's gonna do to Ronda. There you go. That's how you sell the goddamn fight. And then Seth comes out to a pop after Sammy had been in the ring for about 8 minutes. And it's Sammy and Seth against Judgment Day members Priest and the Idiot. So Priest was in a handicap match because Dominic is about as useful as Eric Watts was to wrestling. So a jump start. And then the match happened and we get a melee, we get a whole bunch of stuff, and Balor teases handing Priest the briefcase. The Priest case, as it were. But oh no, melee and then stomp 1, 2, 3. That's all I really have to say about that. Look, I'm not even mad at this point at Raw. Changes are coming, guys. If there comes a point where I stop reviewing Raw weekly, I'll take the hit in views. Whatever, it's a go-home show. I didn't expect much, and I got less. Hooray! Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.